So hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing how to make a non-boring professional presentation. I'll be talking how to do this through a slide-by-slide makeover using a real published research paper by me. So let's get started. So basically when you are giving a research presentation, any research conference or any such meeting or any other competition, case competitions or something, usually all PPTs that follow a template tend to look boring and simple. So first, number one, why it matters. So basically your slides are your first impression. Even before you start speaking, your slides are behind you and they are your first impression. So before you say a single word, the audience has already decided whether you look credible or not. Also because the presentations mostly happen back to back, there's a certain dearth of attention going on. Like the attention is lost after every successive presentation. So how you can hook it back when it's about your performance? So rule number one is one idea per slide. And slides are to support what you say. They are not your script. Always have your script or your source material different and well prepared from. But your slides should be to visually anchor your audience or your judges or anyone who you are presenting to. So yeah, these are the five golden rules. First, as we discussed, one idea per slide. Second is to always have a thematic color palette, and the color palette should be according to the occasion. If it calls for something marketing or very strategic or something that's discussing about ad campaigns, use and make it more realistic of the colors that you'll actually use in the ad campaign. Or if it's something about a case study, use analytical colors, pastel. Finally, third, the makeover. So I'll be using my actual published research to show you what exactly I mean by a good, professional, but attention seeking PPT. So I'm using my actual published research, and this was published 3 years back. So the AI and the tech wasn't exactly that well for image generation. So I have kept it at that only. I haven't upgraded it. My research paper was on comparative analysis. This was a journal I got published in, and before that I had to present my research in a conference. This is how the published paper looks. This is only one snapshot I have used. So presentation day tips. Building the slides is only half the job, and we'll talk about how you can present it better in the next video. So this is how a conventionally boring slide is supposed to look. Okay, like it has blue, it has red because Netflix, Amazon Prime, it has the title, it has my name, but it has no personality. And it's not anchoring anywhere. This might as well be a word, this might well as be a pitch deck or a presentation or even a printout, nobody cares. Okay, we start here well, but still again the font size is too small even for a big screen, and there's nothing bold, no bullet points, and no clarity. Ah, great. So now we have even forgotten the TNR. The colors don't really match with the previous slide, and we don't know what's going on. And the text is too close and too dense. Conclusion, again, the green doesn't really match what we have been doing with the previous slides, and the text is still quite dumb. So let's see how good presentation is supposed to look like. Again, see the yellow is not related to the previous green or purple. Now let's see what a revamped slide is supposed to look like. So finally, let's look at what revamped slides are supposed to look like. So this was my first visual anchor. This is an old AI generated image. This has OTT platforms, screens, Prime Video, Netflix, and other elements going on to just give them a hint or some idea about what my topic exactly is. The next is finally where I started speaking and where I gave them my topic, that is comparative analysis of consumer behavior on streaming platforms, Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. Also gave my name and my designation of I'm a student and what am I doing with WIPS TC, I'm a BBA student. Also, please note that in the top right, we have a orange anchor going on. This is the visual indicator and this is going to be consistent throughout all slides to tell my audience where we are at the presentation and how much time is left to finish it. This is also to help the text participants and also to give me an idea on how much I have to cover, how much time I have left. If you are in a competition where there's a time constraint, this can be a clever trick and you can try it also. So introduction. So I started with the first line of the introduction, then took my main points in the second bullet point and finally concluded with the last line of the third bullet point. Literature review. This is where I covered what I did, and because mostly it was done by me, I didn't need to script it, so I walked them through my journey and all the major points I had already bolded in it so that it was easy to see. And please note how the orange bar is consistently growing. Research objectives. They are the main part of any research, so obviously you just have to read them. There isn't much to do. But again, we have clear spacing here, 12-point font, so there's nothing like too dense, so it's very easily readable. Analysis part, I just told them that how I gave my questionnaire and it was distributed into 100 respondents. Finally, I got those 100 responses and then I analyzed it. Going from this slide onwards, I was discussing my analysis. I had my script ready with me and I only used the visual charts to put in the slides so that they are not text dense and they're easy to understand and explain. We discussed different parameters like Netflix and Amazon Prime and ease of use, extensive and diverse content library, better subscription plans, device compatibility, even which outperforms, what's the quality, what would they prefer for binge watching, and what is their customer support evaluations, genres which excel over each other, satisfaction scales. And finally, I presented my findings. Again, we didn't have many findings, 5 to 6, so easy within time. And then finally I concluded using those findings and gave my recommendations as well and bibliography to end it with. And see now how the orange bar has progressed a lot so that the next person who has to present after me knows that they should start getting ready. Their chance might come soon. Finally, we had queries and questions round and then thank you for your attention. So now you know what a revamped slides are supposed to look like so that they look professional. Like I have used this green and pale beige theme with the orange bar to put that attention because pastels help the eyes because they haven't been consistently seeing PPTs throughout the entire day, and use these graphics and boxes to put their attention where it was required and to keep it more solid, and the orange bar to help others and myself with the time limits and the frameworks and chances and how much time is left. So finally, here's a quick recap. One idea per slide, thematic color palette, and every slide needs a visual or an indicator. Subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you.